Before we get into today's video, remember that life is not happening to you, but happening through you. When you become the change you seek to experience, you're going to experience that change everywhere you go. You are creating your reality in a moment-to-moment basis, contingent on the meaning and the value that you assign to the things occurring around you. And you are showing the world how to treat you based on what you believe and feel about yourself at a core foundational level, how you're responding to the things around you, how you're thinking about them, how you identify yourself. I know I kind of switched up there. We changed the order today on the normal intro, but I went really hard in yesterday's video, right? About identifying as somebody that is top tier, right? I know I did. So I saw a few comments on that video where people were saying, should I react to this? Like if somebody's ignoring them, if somebody is not responding to you, should you tell them, hey, it's inappropriate for you to ignore me. You need to respect me. And I've said in content before, most things don't need a reaction. Okay. Most things don't need a reaction because when you are, again, this isn't about force or manipulation. Okay. It's really in who you're identifying yourself as and what you're placing your focus onto. So again, you don't have to ask somebody to love and respect you, to show up for you, to communicate with you. That's obvious. I don't need to tell you that it's rude for you to ignore me, right? So when you're engaging that way, one, you already know reacting like that is not going to get you a desirable result. I'm going to put a few conditions on here because I want to give you a few different examples. But what I want you guys to really recognize is reacting that way is in a way chasing somebody, trying to get them to see you for who you actually are, right? Don't do that to me. No, if you are not responding to me or you're not showing up properly, I'm going to look at that for what it is, stop reacting to it, and stop giving a fuck. I'm going to choose to prioritize myself and make sure that I have really solid beliefs and alignment within myself and realize I don't have to wait for anything. Stop playing games with people, okay? And stop waiting for them. Stop waiting for them to show up properly. Stop being bothered by what they're doing. It is a waste of your time. Stop doing it. The other aspect to this, okay, so that's like texting, whatever. How do you deal with this in person? It's the same exact thing. I would actually verbalize that though. No, that's totally inappropriate. But here's the thing. If you are getting triggered and you're getting emotional and you're wanting to fight with somebody, take a step back. But if your beliefs are really, really in alignment, then it's not going to trigger you. You're going to be able to see the situation for what it is and respond in that very solid way. Okay. Nope, this is inappropriate. I don't really care how you feel about that. You're going to remove yourself shamelessly and you're not going to give a fuck about whether the person likes it or not. Okay. And some people, the issue with this, with actually applying this is, oh my God, I did this. Now they're gone. Should I not have done it? Should I not have removed myself? No. Why are you so afraid? Yeah, be gone. I don't want that version of you here anyways. You can leave or I can remove myself. I don't care. You're not going to show up like this in my life. And I can respond to that in a very stable, mature way and not care about what you're doing. And know that you're going to show up proper and prioritize myself. It's very, very simple. Now, the first step to all of this, though, is really looking at your beliefs, right? Because if your beliefs are not aligned, then you're going to get triggered by things that maybe don't really mean anything. Okay. Maybe it's just you seeing something that's triggering an old memory, an old fear within you, and you're reacting to it in that way, which I talked about in my People Do Change video, right? So the first step is to get your beliefs in alignment because that's going to really help you have a solid perception of your reality and be able to differentiate between no, I'm not just overreacting to this thing. This is actually unacceptable. And I'm shameless with reinforcing that this isn't going to be my experience. Okay. And if you don't know how to stand up for yourself, that again comes down to your beliefs. If you're questioning yourself, should I say this? Should I do this? That is a problem. I'm always confident with what I do. I'm always solid in my decisions. I always know what to say, when to say, and how to say it. I'm always able to create solutions in my reality. I'm always able to honor myself in a mature and balanced manner. I'm able to communicate effectively and compassionately. I'm able to communicate in a way that shows the worth and the value that I possess. Those are the types of beliefs that you want to get in alignment, because then you're not going to be questioning. You're not going to be sitting here saying, should I do this? Like, you're going to be very confident with what you're doing, and you're not, again, like I said in yesterday's video, you're going to be a little bit of a savage. Okay. But there is a huge, huge, huge difference between emotionally reacting and responding to your reality. And most things don't need a reaction or even a response. If somebody's not showing up properly, stop engaging. Stop engaging and engage with yourself. I just wrote on Twitter today too. If somebody ghosts you or they're not responding to you and you're sitting here thinking, should I follow up with them? No, you shouldn't. No, you should not follow up with somebody that just ghosted you and is not responding to you. Why? Because you following up with them shows that you don't respect and love yourself. Why are you going to continue to try to communicate with somebody that is not even giving you the bare minimum respect of responding to you? Don't you see that as a problem? And don't you think that could be possibly why you're finding yourself in this situation? Because you're not actually loving and respecting yourself the way that you should be. So somebody else is reflecting that back to you. Really look at your behaviors and what you're responding to and what you're reacting to, and ask yourself, what does this say about who I am identifying as? And you're going to see why most things don't need a response or a reaction. You take it for face value. You stop caring. Okay, you're not showing up properly. I'm not going to get triggered by that. I'm not going to allow that to affect me. I'm not going to allow that to fuck up my day. In fact, I can make myself happy. I have a million things that I can do with my day. And I'm going to hold the knowing that you're going to show up properly. And you don't have to play games, you guys. I'm not talking about playing games. But I want you to really critically look at how you're actually showing up, and stop caring if you lose somebody. Yeah, you want to lose that version of them. Some of you are just want to move on then. But if somebody's not showing up properly and you're like, but if I honor myself, I'm going to lose them. Well, you don't want that version of them anyways. So why are you so afraid to prioritize yourself? Are you really losing anything? No, you're actually coming into alignment with what you actually want to experience. So do that shamelessly. Be freaking sorry, there was a fly that just flew by me. Be selfish with your time, you guys. Like, you don't have time for this honestly, this bullshit in these games. Take it for face value. Stop being shocked that somebody's not showing up properly. Stop giving a fuck about them. Stop playing into it. Okay? And I said in last night's video, put a routine to your day. Start integrating those beliefs. Start, stabilizing your nervous system and designing a day that's going to help you feel confident with yourself. That's very necessary. Okay? I have belief tracks on my channel that you can throw on at nighttime. Those are a very simple way to start shifting beliefs. Do some breath work. Okay? If you're really triggered, do that 2 to 3 times a day. And sit down and do short little intentional meditations throughout the day while prioritizing activities that feel good to you, that honor you, that are enjoyable for you. Surround yourself with people that bring out the best version of you, but focus on bringing out that version of yourself most dominantly. And all this stuff is going to change. You don't have to fight with somebody to get them to love, respect, honor you, show up for you, communicate with you properly. Stop engaging. It's not worth the reaction. It's not even worth the response. Think about that. If you're not showing up properly, why am I going to grace you with my fucking response? Why am I going to give you any ounce of my energy? What does that say about what I believe about myself? Okay? I want you to really think about that. Think about that. And it's okay. If there's some things, like if you haven't loved yourself properly, honored yourself properly, believed in yourself properly, it's okay. Don't judge yourself for it. Okay. But you can change right now. You can change your approach right now. You can decide, you know what? I'm going to hear what Dylan has to say, and I'm going to stop engaging with anything that does not make me happy. And I'm going to choose to prioritize myself. And I'm going to tell you that is going to be probably one of the best decisions you've ever made, because that's how real change can actually occur, by you being that change, by you setting the example in other people's lives about how they have to show up for you based on how you're showing up for yourself. And that comes down to your micro behaviors. What does engaging with this actually say about what I believe about myself? Getting argumentative and petty and fighting with people is not going to get you the result that you desire. Okay. So most things don't need a reaction. Most things don't need a response. And in person, if somebody's not showing up properly, get up and leave, and do that shamelessly. And don't give a fuck. It's not worth your time. It says so much more to do that than to engage. Okay. Realize that. I know sometimes it might feel good to say you're being a jerk and you want to read someone up and down, left and right. Okay. But it's not worth your time. And you don't want to reinforce that anyways, especially if you want to fix the dynamic in a relationship. Reading somebody to filth is just reinforcing that version of them. Stop engaging with it. Okay. All right. I love you all so much. I hope you have a beautiful night. Thank you for all the thumbs up, and I'll see you all later. Bye.